Hi, I hope you're having a wonderful day. It is another beautiful day here in England. I'm in the shade, the sun is shining, it's very bright, it's pretty, it is clear. And I know summer's coming to an end and the weather's gonna change, so be it. I'll accept the seasons as they come. I won't try to make the seasons be something that they're not. But I decided to change the scenery. If you look at some of these videos where I've done these, where I'm talking outside, I'm typically sitting in front of a rose bush. Today I decided to move over to the pears and apple trees because I'm loving this fall autumn feel that we're starting to get. I've already made some apple butter and I will be making some apple jelly and pear preserves and all of those type things. I really get a kick out of doing that kind of stuff. And the fact that you can find apples just growing in the hedgerows, in the ditch, I've never seen anything like it. So here, right behind me, we have blackberries. But right here, what are these? Does anyone know what these are? Like, I'm not familiar. Can we get a good look? Just let me know in the comments if you know. Blackberries. Whatever these guys are. Apples. Just growing in hedgerows. I love it. I have spent tens of thousands of dollars trying to grow and plant blackberries and apples and pears in the United States. And you can say tens of thousands of pounds, dollars or pounds, however you want to, whichever one you want to use, whichever currency. I have spent a lot of money trying to grow apples, pears, and blackberries without a lot of success. I haven't done very well at it. They typically die within a couple years, and this was trying to grow them in Maryland back in the States. And then I move over here and it's just fruit galore, wonderful abundance. It's the cool temperatures, I guess, is, you know, the temperate climate is just really great for growing fruit, so that's wonderful. I didn't do this video to talk about fruit. I did this video to talk about some of those differences in language between the United States and England, or the United States and the UK, Britain, whichever term you want to use. And there are a lot of words that are different between American English and British English. Of course, there are a lot of words that are different. Trousers and pants. And I'm really just now catching on to the fact that pants here in the UK actually mean underwear, and they don't mean pants, which when I say pants, I mean trousers. So Americans, we use the word trousers, not very often. Typically, we just refer to pants as the pants and the underwear as underwear. But so I could see that creating quite a problem if an American says to someone, "Hey, I really like your pants," or "Where did you buy those pants? I really would like to get some pants like those." I could see that causing some problems. But there's one word that stands out above all others to me, and I've heard it in all the different parts of England where I've gone, in England, in Scotland. I still haven't made it to Wales yet, but I'm pretty sure they use this word there as well. And that word is whilst. And I may be saying it wrong because I never heard it before I actually moved here, but whilst. Let me give an example. Charles went to the store whilst Mary stayed home and cooked dinner. Mary did her homework whilst Ed read a book. I'm not British, guys, so forgive my accent. I'm not trying to make fun of anyone. Whilst. I never heard the word, and I was hearing it. I was talking to people and they kept saying whilst. I hear it on television, and it took me a while to even figure out what I was hearing because I've never heard that word. And I understand it, what it is, what it means, but I never heard whilst. And I think that is like the quintessential most British of British terms that you absolutely will not hear in the United States ever. In the comments, if you think you'll hear whilst in the United States, if you're American, go ahead, drop that in the comments. Let me know if you think you'll ever hear the word whilst. And again, I could be saying it wrong because I don't say it very often, but we say meanwhile or while or during. Those are the terms that you hear in America back in the States. You hear meanwhile, while, or during. You will never hear whilst doing something else, and I hear it everywhere here in the UK. That is the one word to me that is the most British word that I can think of. There are others, of course, that you can think of, pronunciations of how words are said, but the word itself, whilst, is so British. So I like the word whilst, and once I can use it more fluidly into my conversation, I'm going to start working whilst in. Q is another one. You always have lines in the US. Here you have Qs. I'm totally okay with Qs. I think that one is not as hard to grasp, especially once you get understanding of what it means and you can understand it. You never hear Q in the US. I don't think ever. Again, drop that in the comments if you think you've ever heard Q in the United States. Let me know. I've only ever heard it here. So Q and whilst, but definitely whilst. Whilst is the word. If you had a word of the day, whilst is the word of the day. So in the comments, I love the comments. I love the feedback that I get from you guys. The last video, I asked for different places where there may be fairs or things similar to Oktoberfest. In this video, I'll put a link to that video. And in this video, I'm just commenting on the word whilst, Q. In the comments, let me know some other very, very, very British words that if you know them, that you may not ever hear in the United States of America. You'll never hear these words. Whilst is one of them. You'll never hear it, you won't run into it, and you'll never be standing in a queue in the United States either. So get with me, let me know if you like this content, you like what we're producing here, just like and subscribe, we'll appreciate that. And we're gonna continue on with our journeys. I'm waiting on these pears to get ripe, I'm waiting on these apples, and I'm gonna have a lot of fun making all kind of treats and tarts and things of that sort. Until the next time, take care.